morning. Today is Monday, July 31st, the last day of Vlogmas, which it's been a really good experience. I really enjoyed doing it this entire month. It definitely felt manageable. I mean, I had a couple stressful moments when my Wi-Fi wasn't working, so my internet in the house was like not working and all of that, but I've actually really enjoyed it. I enjoy actually getting to reflect on my day at the end of the day when I'm editing the vlog, as well as having kind of like a little accountability for working on my projects, and as well as chatting with everyone in the comments of the videos. It's been so fun, like a little yarny community. So if you want to be a part of our little yarny community, because I'm not doing daily vlogs in August, you can join our Discord, which is a book club Discord, but you can of course chat about, there's a section for books, for the book club chat, for knitting, for recipes, for life stuff. So if you want to keep chatting, you can join our Discord. I have decided to do my 30 scrunchies in 30 days. So I'll be videoing my scrunchies daily, but it won't be uploading daily, right? I'll probably upload it maybe a mid-month video, and then maybe an end of the month video, so it'll only be two. Also, the podcast will be late in August because the podcast this previous weekend. Next weekend I have a wedding, and the weekend after that Chaley has a wedding, and then the next weekend and the weekend Chaley has the wedding is when we would normally podcast, and then the weekend after that Chaley's coming to visit, which will be exciting. Do I know the dates? Absolutely not, but now I know. Actually, I think it's the 18th. I don't know. My sister will just show up at my house and be like, look at that, there's my sister. Cool. Our door has a punch code, so she can just come. It's not like she's gonna be stuck waiting outside or something, and my mom's watching the girls at home most of the day anyway. So podcast will be late. I am doing 30 cozies, that was May, 30 scrunchies in 30 days. I also am planning a Socktember challenge where it's 30 socks in 30 days, which we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I've been saving and collecting all of my things for that experience, so we'll see how that goes. I think that one will be a push. I think the scrunchies will not be that hard, especially if I crochet them, because like I was reading the pattern and one of them is like 3 rows. So I think the scrunchies will be fine, similar to the cozies. The cozies, I sewed some of them. I'm not planning on sewing any of the scrunchies. I'm actually planning on knitting or crocheting all of them. And the socks, none of them will be sewed. One will be knit, one will be, I'll knit them all. I'm not going down the rabbit hole of crocheting socks right now during the school year. All right, let's see. I don't have that many admin projects to check in with you. I actually only have two left. I guess my cozy memories, which hasn't gotten work on it because I haven't had scraps that were the right size. The scraps from my Dust of Snow shawl were too big for me to want to put in there. They were like 15, 17 grams on some of them. So those are going into the scrappy sock pile because they're good for heels, toes, and cuffs. And then the scraps, I had no scraps out of my Vesuvius top, none at all. Used every scrap of yarn. And then the scraps out of the Hypnotic yarn, my 2-stripe one, my 2-row stripes. The blue was a lot. It was like 18 grams, so I'm saving that for heels, toes, and cuffs for another pair of socks that will find its way to me. And then the orange was like 36 grams, so that is going to be for my pumpkin patch socks that I need to start actually probably today. So no scraps to add to the Cozy Memories blanket. I'm working on the Battenberg. I cast on my cozy sweater, which it's hurting my hands. It's really hurting my hands. Maybe I'm just not used to using such bulky, because I'm holding a single ply double with like a cotton boucle, so it's like hurting my hands. So I'm gonna kind of build up to knitting it. So I'm gonna do like 1 or 2 rows throughout the day, like do a row, put it down for a few hours, then pick up another row. It's gonna be my classroom knitting. I usually bring a knitting project to my classroom and then leave it there so I can like pick it up on my lunch break or something like that, or if we've got a meeting or something, so then I just leave it at school and it's just like a long-term project. I did that last year too. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, I think. And then I finally started my Alpenglow shawl and I love it. It's so fun. I started with the dark green because it's a watermelon theme, dark green, and then there's like these short rows that kind of look like tiger stripes in them, but I use the light green for them, so it kind of looks like you know when a watermelon grows and it splits and there's like the light green or the yellow tinged underneath the dark, so it kind of looks like a watermelon splitting, which is super cute. So I got pretty farther than I thought I would on it, so I'm really stoked on it. I'll try and catch a video of it later today. And those are my projects that I've got. I think I'm going to cast on the pumpkin patch ones though. If I do the pumpkin patch ones and then I'm going to go, because I have to do the cuff. If I do the cuff and the color work, then the rest of the sock is like easy peasy cruising on it. So I think I'm going to do that maybe today or tomorrow. What are we doing today? Let's see. Lottie does not have summer camp because I'm going back to work on Wednesday. Wednesday. Today is Monday. Lottie has ballet because I rescheduled her ballet. She usually goes on Sundays, but we went to my parents. So she's going to ballet today. I see my therapist today this afternoon, and it's her last day with me, so then I have to find a new therapist because she was a intern, so she's moving on to her next placement. So I'm like, oh great, okay, so I'm gonna find someone new. And you know, it takes a while to like build trust and like understand each other, so I'm not really looking forward to finding a new one, but needs must. And then this afternoon we are going to the library to do a s'mores and story time. Yeah, I think it's called s'mores and story time at like 3:30, which is great because I have to return some library books. And then that's our day. It's supposed to be warm again. And then tomorrow is August. And you won't see the video for tomorrow, but I will chat tomorrow because tomorrow is the start of 30 scrunchies in 30 days. Have I ever knit or crocheted a scrunchie before? Absolutely not. Am I going to do it for the first time tomorrow? Yep. So it should be fine. I'm really not that worried about it. But if you have a good scrunchie pattern, send it my way. But here's the thing, I'm going to be a princess. I do not want to do a provisional cast on. I do not want to seam it. Like, I'm not going to mattress stitch it together. And I also don't want to graft it because I don't like Kitchenering, because I knit right-handed, but I'm left-handed. So that means when I Kitchener, I have to Kitchener with my right hand. So I don't like to sew with my non-dominant hand. I can do it. I obviously graft the toes of my socks, but I'm not doing it for like 300 rows. I've done it for like a tubular bind out, like all those sewn bind offs. I've done it, but I'm not doing it. So if you have a scrunchie tutorial or a pattern in which I do not have to do a provisional cast on, do not have to mattress stitch anything together, and don't have to graft, I'm all yours. I mean, you can send them to me anyway, and I'll say something super nice, like, thanks so much, but then in my head, I'm not gonna make it, which I'm sure they're lovely patterns, but I am learning that I am mostly a process knitter, so if I'm not enjoying the process of it, like, I'll just like grumble through it, but then I'm not gonna make it again, and that's not what this is about. It's about enjoying the process. So I think I'm gonna be mostly crocheting. Anyway, I'm off. It's late. You're also getting this lovely shadow of my phone right on my chest. So, see you later.
the last check-in of Vlogmas in July, which seems crazy that tomorrow I'm not going to talk to the camera, which may not be the case because I'm starting 30 days of scrunchies. But anyway, so I thought I'd do a final check-in on how all my projects went for July or in my current projects. So I wanted to start a something cozy sweater. My sister made one back in like March or something because she was influenced by Nitty Natty when she made hers. And I really liked Chaley's, but I didn't want it to be so warm because I have a lot of warm sweaters already. So then I got this cotton boucle on a like a yarn swap with Uncommon Threads, which is a yarn store in my area. And then I was like, great, I'm gonna do that. And then I kept getting pushed off. And I finally cast it on yesterday, which you'll have seen in the vlog. But I was knitting on it and it like hurt my hands. Like it would just hurt. Like after like knitting for like 5 minutes, my whole hands would cramp using them. So I was like, oh, I'll just do 1 row a day. And I was like, wait, I've already told y'all that I'm a process knitter, so if it's hurting my hands and I'm having to force myself to knit this, why am I knitting it? Because the sweater that I was knitting honestly looks like a commercial sweater anyway, so I could just purchase, if I really want that kind of sweater, I could just purchase a commercial sweater or purchase a different yarn and make it in something else. So that, I frogged all of it, got in a huge tangled mess on the floor. My kids got into it and there was yelling. It was terrible. But I have frogged that, and I am putting all of the 7 skeins that I got onto Destashed for good. And Haley made a really good point when she was talking to me that maybe it's the cotton yarn because cotton's really stiff to work with. Because I had that problem when I knit a dress out of cotton as well. It like gets in my nose. So maybe cotton's not part of my journey. So all of that yarn is I submitted for Destash for Good. If you don't follow them, on Instagram, I recommend following them. It's a charity auction, and for that listing, because I got the yarn for free, I'm also just all the money will go to Life Cycle, which is for the end for age research. Yeah, so that's up there, and I've kept the merino single that was part of it. That was the other that I was holding double with it. But realistically, I'm probably going to destash that in the next 6 months if I don't find a project for it, because it sat in my stash for a while. It's been in 3 projects now, and it's been frogged 3 times. So I'm thinking maybe that's not part of my journey either. I did finally start my Alpenglow that I've been talking about. Sorry, the backlighting is my hair. Backlight, that's better. I think it's coming out super cute. I really like it. I'm loving a good garter stitch right now. So that's where I am with that. I am going to start another sweater out of the Offbeat yarn that I got from Pearls of Joy yesterday. And I want to make a sweater for myself, but I don't want to make a gauge swatch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sweater for my daughters so I'm going to knit a steekling, which is my design. I'm going to knit a steekling for Eleanor because if the gauge is too big, well, she'll just grow into it. And if the gauge is too small, well, then I just have a baby sweater as a gift for later on. Because one of my super close teaching colleagues has been talking about starting having kids soon. So then I'll have her baby shower gift, right? So either way, so I'm going to knit this sweater for a small child, probably Eleanor. And that's going to be my gauge swatch for my own sweater. And then I need to update the steekling sweater for larger sizes because Lottie's is too small. So I'm going to update larger sizes for Lottie. The way I'm kind of doing that pattern is whatever size Lottie is the largest of the pattern because I want to measure it on an actual child. I've knit a couple baby patterns, and while they're fine, they don't fit kids. Like, at least for me now, if the garment isn't modeled on a child, it's not the garment for me. Like, the flat lays are really pretty, but the proportions of a child are not the same proportions of an adult, right? So I want to make sure it's going to fit my kid, right? Like, because kids have really huge heads and kind of stumpy bodies, at least my kids do. So there's that. So I'm going to knit Lenny a sweater, then knit Lottie a larger size sweater, and then hopefully knit myself a sweater in coordinating. So we're going to have striped cardigans. Steekling, it's knit in the round, and then you steek it, you stitch it down, and then you cut it. So I'll do that. I'm excited to do that. And the sweater for Lenny's gonna go so fast because it's so little and I can try it on her. And that'll be my girls' probably Christmas gifts. But last thing I have to tell you is we have a final Vlogmas in July giveaway. Thank you so much for sticking with me the whole time. I feel like I've grown and learned a lot about like YouTube and video and how to do that. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your sweet comments. It's been really great. So I have some items that I have gathered already and then some items that I don't have with me. So I will throw this in. So some of the things that you're getting. How to enter this giveaway. Like, subscribe, and comment below. Maybe tell me if you've watched them all. Tell me which vlog resonated with you or which one of my antics you thought was entertaining. Hopefully this has been entertaining. Again, it's hard for me. I'm used to being in front of a group of 40 high schoolers who laugh when I tell jokes. So hopefully you've chuckled at least a little bit. So for this giveaway, you'll get the bag from Pearls of Joy. It's a drawstring bag. It's very lovely. I just own a lot of drawstring bags. I'll also send you the pattern for this crochet shawl because we've learned crochet garments are not my journey. So, and you can also just pass this pattern on if they're not your journey. You'll also get the Cocoa Knits ruler and gauge. It's like it measures your knitting needles, and frankly I only knit with things smaller than size 4, so it's not necessary for me. And for ruler, y'all will see why I measure stuff. Have you seen how many times I've played yarn chicken? I don't measure stuff. I measure with my heart. So these are magnetic. You'll also get this. You'll also get these stitch markers from Monster Stitches. They're out of North Texas. So these as well. I don't know if it's coming in super great. And then these super cute earrings from Simply Serving. I'm also going to throw in some Christmas themed yarn. I don't know where it is right now. It is somewhere in my stash, so we'll find it. It's single ply, and I don't know the quantities. I don't know because I haven't made it. I can't find it right now, but I know it's there, so I will find it. Yeah, so it'll be like a little sampler to like add to like a cozy memories or something. It'll probably be not that many grams. Don't get excited that it's millions of grams of yarn and any other goodies that I find. So if you are interested in entering this larger giveaway, please like, subscribe, comment below. I will draw this winner in 3 weeks on our next podcast with my sister, so you have it open. I also need to redraw another winner for our stitch marker giveaway because the winner never contacted me. So our new winner for that giveaway is Sam of Weaver Makes, and we have chatted with Sam many times. She's done some test knits with us. So congratulations, Sam. I may have your address, but please email me and send it to me anyway, just in case, and I will get that stitch marker off in the mail for you. I think that's everything I had. If not, I'll add words on the screen or something like that. But thank you so much for being with me for Vlogmas in July. We have many fun things coming up. I have 2 30-day challenges for myself. I'm very excited. That's the wiggling. My girls wiggle. My daughters wiggle too when we're excited, so I'm wiggling. I have lots of fun things. I've got some book reviews coming up, which I'm super stoked on. I checked out some library books, and I'm knitting from them. And then giving you my honest opinion because this is not sponsored at all. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and knit a sweater in 2 weeks, which I'm not that phased by because I can knit a tee in 3 days and sweaters are just a little bit longer. So I got this. However, if I can do this during the work week is another story, but whatever. So we got some cool stuff coming up. I think Chaley's traveling again, so you'll get some travel vlogs. Hopefully the daily vlogs will be back for Vlogtober for Halloween, and they will definitely be back for December in Vlogmas with my sister. So you'll get to see what Shaylee does through December, and there will probably be some Gabs cameos because she'll be home or something will happen that I want to share. I'll have like some, maybe I'll get acquisitions or something will happen and she'll let me have a guest feature on this. But again, thank you so much for sticking with me for the whole month. I will see you soon.